Okay, so we're now going to look at some more extension activities and some slightly harder skills, or maybe not slightly harder, but different skills that might make your animations look a little bit better. And the first thing we're going to look at is fading. A great thing I find to fade is text. So I'm going to do it with text, but you could do it with anything that you wanted. So I'm going to choose my text tool. I'm going to choose my font style. Let's that one. I'm going to make my size a bit bigger. So that's 50. Usual way, we type in the text, write the word fading in. Okay, now to make this fade, like before, what I need to do is I need to make sure that I have set it up as a symbol. So like before, we right click on it and we convert to symbol. Just a movie clip as well. I call it fade underscore text. So I now have my fading text here. Now up on the top here, I've got some other, or rather new sections in my properties bar. So I've got display, I've got color effect, I've got 3D position and view. The major one I want to look at is color effect. Okay, I'm going to start by using the alpha. Now the alpha, if I change to it, if I put it down, you'll notice it disappears. And it can come back up again. So I'm going to have my alpha set to 0. If I click off, what you will see is if I click there, there's still a blue line, so the text is still there, it's just invisible. Later on, I'm going to insert a keyframe, so I've done that on 15, remember by right clicking. Now here, the alpha is still 0, so I'm going to move the alpha up to 100. So my first alpha is 0, remember this section here takes the information from the first keyframe, so it's all 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, then it jumps to 100, which is fully on. Now if I right click and create classic tween, what you notice this time is, this is faded in, is the computer has worked out, oh, the alpha was 0 and now it's 100, so clearly he wants it to, the alpha to get bigger as it goes along. So when I start on the first one, click off it, hit enter and run it, you can see the text fades in. Now that was a quick fade, so I'm just going to click and hold on my last keyframe and click it once, then I'll click and hold to 60. And again, the computer does that work for me. Now fade is one option, there are other options. For instance, you might want tint. Okay, so that's a sort of colour, so I'm going to put sort of a pinkish tint on it. And I'm going to start here, I'm going to turn the alpha off, sorry for this next bit, so I'm going to turn it on. So it starts at green, this is purple, and you should be able to see it fading through the colours into purple. There's a few other options there. Okay, there's brightness, there's an advanced section which is kind of, you can have the alpha on, so how much you can see it, how much red, blue and green. You've got your brightness, how bright it is. So when you turn up the brightness, again it's a bit like fading it, making it darker or lighter. Okay, but you can play with those settings as long as you have the same setting to start with on the first keyframe and you have that setting on the last keyframe. Okay, it will work for you. You can actually do multiple settings each time as well and make it change. So that is basically how you get fading in and out to work, or changing colours, or fading from one colour to the next. So if you've done everything else, have a go at doing that and see if you can add that little advanced tool into your animation.